Alright, party people, welcome to the first edition of Get Down or Lay Down League. I'd like to welcome everybody, and we look forward to a fantastic year. A lot of you guys looks like a lot of you guys have been playing before. Some of you guys are new to this, so we'll break it down a little bit here, what to expect this year. Thanks to everybody that showed up for the draft on time. I guess I was the last one, or pretty much the late one, so I was able to make it last second. Pretty much everybody didn't have any auto pick this year. That's a good thing, except for my buddy Nate, who ended up, it's like he came and left about 150 times, and then he ends up with what ESPN says is the top grade of an A+. Go figure. So this is how the cookie crumbles. Look forward to a good year. End of the year, we're talking to Chef Jeff. Chef Jeff's Crushers, working with him on possibly having a little get-together, possibly at the Alton House. If everybody could chip in a little bit, we can have a little end-of-the-year thing, present the trophy to the winner, most likely to yours truly. So let's get to it. Draft went pretty well. Got a lot of competitive teams here. 16-team league. Not too many people are familiar. A lot of 10-team, 12-team leagues. 16 teams means that, not a lot of stacked teams. You got to really do your homework, and you got to really those middle rounds of the draft, late rounds of the draft. They're not just to pick whoever. You got to really know your stuff, because it could come down to the late round picks, and dues. Not too strict on that. Just try to get them to me when you can. I know it's tough times right now for everybody, but I don't want to have to get my goons after you. So let me know. I can meet up. Most of you guys, I know you from around here, work with a lot of you. Got some people that are far away, others that are states away. That's a shout out to you, Jen. Colorado, so you could probably just go ahead and mail me that one, unless you're coming to town anytime soon. This is a keeper league, which hopefully it means something to you guys, because you'd have to return next year for that to matter. So hopefully we have all 16 teams return next year. Keeper league, you keep your best 2 players on offense and best 2 on defense, or whoever you want on offense and whoever you want on defense, 2 apiece for a total of 4, and then free rookie keepers. If you picked any rookies this year, you can go ahead and keep them on your bench. Don't play them at all, and next year you can keep a max of 3. So you could have 7 keepers next year if you go ahead with the 3 rookie keepers and the 2 offense and 2 defense. So you could have a real good start on next year. So that's how that works. Just kind of trying to go over this, see if there's anything that I wanted to discuss. Should have probably wrote some of this stuff down, but that wouldn't be me, would it? I think that's about it. I like to get into a little bit of predictions for week 1, and also before I get into that, if anybody has any questions or has anything they can add or subtract, that would any changes we can make, any opinions, definitely let me know. I'm always open to that. We're gonna have a trophy for the champion at the end of the year. I kind of had that snatched away from me in my other league that I'm in by my arch rival, Mr. KB. You know who you are. Couple suspect trades, but he knows I had him. And so looking to get you in that league again this year, you and me, for the title. Little paybacks in order. Other than that, there is a trophy, like I said, at the end of the year. I'll come up with something if anybody has any ideas. You can do that. We're going to do some type of payout for the first and second team first place and second place. Didn't really have enough come in this year to where we could pay the division winners. I would like to, at some point, next couple years, if we can keep this going strong, to get it up to maybe $40, $50 a head. That way, at the end of the year, we can pay the division winners back their dues, and then also have something for first and second place. So that's how that works. So without further ado, let's get into some. I know we're a little bit late here. There's already a game played on Thursday. Seahawks beat down on Green Bay Packers, and so. But we could still go ahead and pick what we think here. First matchup we're going to look at, Atlantic City Wife Beaters versus yours truly, Lord Bridgewater. And it's not looking too good for yours truly, down 20 zip. Only one player played for Atlantic City, and Bobby Wagner 20 points, so I'm already in a hole. Looking to climb out of that. It's going to be tough. Looking at the lineups here, you got Peyton Manning and Reggie Bush right off the top, and on D, Bobby Wagner, Brian Cushing. I mean, that's going to be tough. But I got my A.J. Green and Deshaun Jackson, and a couple linebackers as well, Lonnie David, Chad Greenway. I'm going to go ahead and pick myself. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be on a late evening comeback on Sunday or Monday, perhaps. And Team Jamesi and Team Bengal. And by the way, guys, you can come up with original names if you want. You don't have to go with team last name. You can come up with something original, or you can do whatever. Jamesi and Bengal. I know Jen was ranked up there pretty high. I think second place according to ESPN, which, by the way, I don't think so. Those grades are looking pretty suspect, but it is what it is. ESPN. We've got our team Bengal with not too bad. DeMarco Murray, Carson Palmer, not a big fan. But he does have Jimmy Graham at the tight end slot, and Vontez Burfict, who is a tackle machine, to get some points there. Team Jamesi, Zach Stacy, Phillip Rivers right off the bat. Percy Harvin came through with 20. Demarius Thomas, Marcus Colston. Going to go ahead and pick Team Jamesi in a blowout there for sure. And got the kids coming back in here trying to make some noise. Waited all day to do this and threw them out. They couldn't wait 5 minutes to come in here and interrupt. So I think I just scared them away. They got the mean mug. Almost done here. Finish it up quick. I want to bore you guys to death. Team Leicester and the Rolling Brownouts. I've already talked to Rolling Brownouts about him finishing last place this year, because that's probably what's going to happen if you look at his squad. And got to give him credit, though. Doesn't have a lot of experience with this, so he tried, and that's all you could do. But Tom Brady, Frank Gore, Steven Jackson being your running back too. Golden Tate, Reggie Wayne, Zach Ertz, Mark Ingram. So I mean, there's could pull off a miracle, perhaps. But Leicester, Nick Foles, Calvin Johnson, Chris Johnson, Julio Jones, Jordan Cameron, Patrick Willis, forget it. That's going to be a blowout for sure. Not for lack of trying on the Rolling Brownouts side of things. So it's just my opinion. Could be wrong. I am a lot. Team Nate didn't necessarily draft his team, but pieces fell. The stars aligned against the nemesis of mine, Mr. Kyle Brodigan, and tag team with Dustin Imler. They couldn't handle one team apiece. They had to go doubles. Duties are double versus Team Nate. And this should be pretty good because, as much as I hate to say it, duties are double, know what they're doing. Both of them very experienced in fantasy sports. Team Nate, not so much. Very experienced in drinking beer. But just looking over the rosters here, you got on duties or double Big Ben, Eddie Lacy, who didn't do a whole lot and might miss a game with a concussion. We'll see. But Monty Ball, Keenan Allen, Julius Thomas. I mean, that's then you got Luke Kuechly on the linebackers, J.J. Watt, Alec Ogletree. Pretty tough squad there. Team Nate, Aaron Rodgers, who got shut down pretty good. He's got Brandon Marshall and Jordy Nelson. Nelson picked him up with 17 points, and he had Zach Miller go for 7. So he's used 3 of his guys. Got Roddy White, Jacoy Bell. That's a tough one. I'm probably going to go with duties or double on this one. I like the Keenan Allen and Julius Thomas, and the defense there is pretty good. Regardless of what ESPN wants to rank these guys, I'm going with duties or double, and not a close, but not a big time point spread either. So there's that. What else we got here? Edgar Allan Poe. Wonder what he's a fan of, Mr. Ryan Boggs. And going up against another Baltimore guy, the B-More Whores. Interesting name. Both those guys had some player go in Thursday's game, so it's a 13-7 score right now. Looking over these lineups, Edgar Allan Poe, you got to like the fact he's got Jamal Charles. You got to love that. Matt Ryan, will we get Matt Ryan of last year with the no offensive line and getting pummeled in the backfield, or will we get we'll have some time to throw touchdowns to Julio Jones and the rest of those guys? Giovanni Bernard, Andre Johnson, and Donnie Avery. So pretty decent squad. Defense looks good. Puslesny, Chandler Jones. Every squad I've ever seen for Mr. Boggs, he's got Charles Tillman. So I don't know what it is with him and Andre Johnson as well. He just goes to sleep dreaming about those two. We look at the B-More Whores. Joe Flacco at quarterback. Not that good for fantasy purposes, but I get it. Doug Martin and Des Bryant and Cordero Patterson. That's a nice threesome there. Pitta at the tight end. Carlos Dansby, Jared Allen, Captain Munnerlyn at quarterback. You have to go with the whores on this one. Despite Joe Flacco there, there's a lot of touchdown makers, and I'm going to go with the whores in probably a pretty good beating, unless Jamal Charles comes up with 3 or 4 touchdowns on his own. I don't see that one being close. Couple more games here. Team Mortorf. Again, guys, don't have to stay with those names if you don't want to. Good names, though. Good names. Not saying anything. We got Fultz with Colin Kaepernick because he wouldn't do any other way. Colin Kaepernick, Arian Foster, Gerhart, Edelman. There's a lot lacking there. I do like Toby Gerhart, of course, ex-Minnesota Viking. I think he could put up some points. But just looking down here through, nothing real spectacular. Mortorf, Drew Brees right off the bat. He's going to win that quarterback battle every time. Torrey Smith, Anquan Bolden, Moreno, Trent Richardson. So, both these teams, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of these guys. So I'm just going to go, just for the fact that Drew Brees is on one team and not on the other, we're going to go with that. And Team Mortorf with the victory. Could be fairly close, could be a blowout. Who knows? We got 2 more games to look at. Chef Jeff Crushers and Team Matthews. And so I know Chef Jeff, he's very diehard and hardcore. Had a couple conversations with him, sparring back and forth with him. He's pretty confident in his team, as well he should be. but he's got Andrew Luck. That's a solid pickup at quarterback. Marshawn Lynch, big time, 37 points right off the bat for him. So he's looking good. He's got LeGarrette Blount, who could steal some touchdowns away from the backfield there in Pittsburgh from Le'Veon Bell. So that's a nice have right there. And then Fitzgerald to Sammy Watkins. If Carson Palmer can get Fitzgerald the ball, could get some points for him. But Sammy Watkins, is he hurt? Is he not hurt? Is he going to be able to get any passes from E.J. Manuel, or are they all going to be interceptions? Does have Vernon Davis at tight end. Looking down here at Matthews, Cutler, McCoy, Sean McCoy, that's a nice pickup. Ryan Matthews, Alshon Jeffrey, Emmanuel Sanders, my boy Kyle Rudolph at the tight end, and then Stephen Ridley. That's a solid team when you've got three big-time, decent running backs and some nice receivers there. So just based on that, looking through the defense, don't see anything too eye-popping here. But based on the offense, I'm going to go. I'm sorry, Chef Jeff. I'm going with Team Matthews on this one. I don't think it's going to be that close. So even though you've got the 37 from Lynch, I don't see enough there at the receiver spot to pull you through. And last but not least, we've got the two ladies going at it, Team Phillips and Team Lovey, Nicole and Andrea. So this should be fun to look at. It looks like Team Lovey's already had Randall Cobb go for 17. So that's not bad from Randall Cobb to start off the week for Lovey. Just looking here at Team Phillips, Romo, Adrian Peterson. I got to like Adrian Peterson. Sproles, Antonio Brown, Victor Cruz, Heath Miller, Ruben Randall. So, that's good. If Romo can stay upright and not throw picks, he can score some points, although he's going up against San Fran defense. That'll be tough. Defense, looking through there, Von Miller, Osier Manura still playing in the league, it looks like. And Atlanta. Wow, didn't know that. Going down here, Team Lovey, Andy Dalton at quarterback. Not too bad. I'm not a huge fan of him, but he was, I believe, the 4th-ranked quarterback last year. So there you have that. Alfred Morris. I have a little history with Alfred Morris. Didn't do a whole lot for me last year after I traded my first-round draft pick for him. I think it was number 2 overall. But, hey, made it to the championship game despite him. But he has a bounce-back year. That could be good. Forte and Alfred Morris. Jared Cook. Bishop Sankey, the rookie in the flex spot. Keep in mind that if you hear me out there, Team Lovey, if you play Bishop Sankey, you can't keep him for free next year. So it just depends on what you want to do. You want to go all in? That's what I would do. Go all in. If you want to save him for next year, assuming you're coming back next year, I think you will. I think you'll see that it's fun and that you have nothing better to do being a stay-at-home mom. So go ahead and come back next year. But I'll probably start Bishop Sankey and not keep him for free. There'll be some good rookies next year. So just looking through here, that's a close one. Just based on Adrian Peterson. And for no other reason in particular, I'm going to pick Team Phillips with the close victory. Just because of Adrian Peterson. Sometimes that's just how you got to pick him. But looks like a pretty solid week. I didn't see any real big-time blowouts in there. So we'll just have to see what happens. May the games begin. Again, if anybody has any input, questions, suggestions, hit me up, let me know. Not saying that we'll go for any of them, but always willing to listen and get the dues in. Crash my set here. Crash the set. That's it. Good week. Have a good week, everybody. Follow your team. I'll be looking at my phone nonstop tomorrow and Monday. So get down or lay down.